Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy. Do you really want to upgrade the exhaust in your BMW? I'll show you how. All right, y'all, so let's talk through this project and the reasons why you're going to want to do this yourself. Now, if you're not happy with the kind of bland stock sound of the exhaust on your BMW M4, Active Autowerke has a great series of solutions that's going to radically change that, be more aggressive, a little bit louder, deeper notes, more burbles, all the good things. So we're going to be installing the Active Autowerke EL or equal length midpipe and their back box or the axleback exhaust here in this M4 convertible. I'm going to walk you through the whole process. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than bone stock because this already has a modified exhaust, but I'll talk through that as we go through it. Now, we're going to get the car in the air, and I always say this, always, always, always. You can do this with jacks and jack stands really quite simply. Always use jack stands if you're going to use a jack. Stable surface. Don't bet your life on a 5-cent part in a jack that I have seen fail. So please don't do it. If you're going to use a jack, that's okay. Use jack stands. I'm going to be using my Quickjacks. I love those. Make sure to check those out. It's a fantastic tool. So let's get the car in the air. Let's take a look at what we're going to be working with. Okay, so we're underneath the car, and obviously we've got an aftermarket exhaust already that we're going to be taking off. I'll talk to this, but I'll also talk about the OEM. The OEM is one solid piece where this is in a series of pieces that makes it easier to take out. In addition, this has an extension on your exhaust valve controller. So that's not normal. Normally you'd have if you had the OEM, you'd have the line come down here and that would plug in directly into your valve controller right here. So there's a few differences, but not a lot. Hangers are in the same place. And as we work our way up the body, we've got the rear hangers. We've got the mid-body hangers right here, which are essentially the same as OEM. We've got a crossbody brace right here. The OEM is flat, but it's set up the same bolts, same spacing. And then also, in addition, the OEM right here has an additional hanger right here that will be set up, and we'll use that with the new one when it's set up. This particular exhaust did not. This has a mount with a box on it that attaches to a flange on your OEM exhaust. The OEM exhaust also splits up both sides, where this does not. Okay, so this all comes down one side. The OEM comes down both sides, and what you would have right here is you would have a crossover pipe. So you have your two downpipes that come down, one on this side, one on this side. Then you've got a crossover pipe that loops across the space with two nuts right here and then connects to your midpipe right here. So not all that much different, even though it looks significantly different here underneath. It's similar enough, right? It's pretty close. So what you're going to want to do to take down the OEM exhaust is you've got what usually are 11 or 13 millimeter nuts here. They're usually 11s here and here to take off where it connects to your downpipe. Your crossover pipe here would come across, and on this side you would have a very similar connection to this with two 11s here as well. Take those off. You would take off you would disconnect the nut off the mid-body hanger right here. You'd come down, take off the 13s. These are usually 13 millimeter nuts right here for these last hangers before you get down to the back box. When you get down to the back box here, you're going to want to unplug your valve controller, which is really easy. You just undo the tab and pull that off. Whether it's an aftermarket extension or the OEM right here, just reach up and unplug it. To undo the little lock, press on lock and pull the plug off. And so then at that point, the only thing that's hanging on, that's keeping all of this on, will be where it's hanging on the post all the way up at the top at your downpipes and your rear body hangers right here. If you're by yourself, what you can do is I will use a jack stand. I'll push a jack stand up to hold the exhaust line in place. Though we do have to take the mid-body brace off. I'll talk about that. We put a jack stand up, hold it in place. You can undo the back hangers and drop it down, walk it off the post, and then slide the whole thing out. If you have a friend, that's even better. You can have a friend hold the exhaust tips while you undo these last hangers. They can help you walk it out from underneath. Though, don't forget, you will have to do the mid-body brace right here. These are usually 13s, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and take your mid-body brace off. So I'm going to strip a bunch of that. I'll show you what that looks like, and then I'm going to take all the pipes down. All right, quick review before you take your exhaust line down. Again, mine's going to come down in sections, so it's a little bit different if this is an OEM. If you're changing from OEM, again, we're going to undo the nuts up at the top. In this case, mine were 13s, so I took those 4 13s off. Your exhaust line would be free. You take off the crossbody brace. You pull off the 13mm nuts here on the hangers. Same thing on the tail. Drop the whole thing down and walk it out. Mine I'm going to take out in sections, but the process is going to be exactly the same. So once you have all of that out, and then we'll start talking about hanging the new pipes. All right, so here we are back in essentially what is the OEM setup, because I've added the crossover pipe back for this. This is what you would look like if you had a stock car. Now, a couple of things I want you to note. Make sure that your conical gaskets stay behind. Sometimes they can pull off with the downpipe. So you should have one here and one on the end of the crossover pipe. Make sure that they're in good shape. With the new G80s, generally they're just fine, but just double check it over. Okay. So now we're going to look to hang both of the initial pipes from Active. You've got one shorter one and one that has a significant numbers of curves in it. Let's get it hung, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so the wavy pipe, the longer wavy pipe, goes on the passenger side or right side of the car, and then the shorter pipe goes on the driver's side. Now, a couple of things here really quick. You can loosely secure the pipe here with this 13mm nut to the hanger. I always keep it a little bit loose so it can slide forward and back a little bit as we set adjustments. In addition, your 13mm nuts here up at the top. Now keep in mind those conical gaskets are crush gaskets. So when you tighten this, you want to tighten it evenly. And in addition, you don't want to crush it flat. Torque values will be in the video description, so make sure to check that out for the proper torque values for these. But it isn't just power these down until the metal touches, right? That actually can damage the gasket and have it not seal properly. So tighten them down evenly and tighten them down to the right torque values. You've got the same thing here on the other side with your crossover pipe as well. So in addition, they're not cranked down super tight right now because we're going to deal with fitment where we get everything adjusted. Now, what we want to do next is hang a sleeve, the provided sleeves for the midpipes here and here on both sides. So let me grab one just here really quick just to show you. So here's your sleeve. These are 13mm nuts. When you slide these sleeves on, you want it to be in an orientation where you can get to it. So maybe the inside is just fine. You can see it's not really going to hit anything. It could be to the outside, but it also puts it a little bit closer to the insulation on that side. It doesn't really matter quite as much. So you're going to want to hang sleeves on the pipes, and then we're going to get the center section up next. All right, so one thing you may want to do to make hanging the middle section easier is to actually hang the AB pipes, because they have hangers on them that will secure them up into place. And when you put the sleeves on those, the mid pipe can hang by the sleeves from the upper pipes and the sleeves from the AB pipes. Now, what is awesome is Active has labeled them. See, G80 passenger to mid, G80 drivers to mid. I'll take the stickers off before I put them up. Also puts the hangers in the right orientation. The hangers here, you can see from the other OEM pipe or other aftermarket pipes, the OEMs would just be the long entire section together, but the hangers would be in the same position. Work them off the post, just grab them and pull, work them off, slide them onto the new ones in the same orientation. Then go ahead and hang the AB pipes on their respective sides. That'll make hanging the mid pipe easier. All right, so as you can see, I have the AB pipes hung. I've just got these 13mm nuts just on snug to help hold the hangers in place. I put the sleeves on, which are currently loose because we haven't done any fitment yet. They're currently loose just to hold the center section of the mid pipe on, because there's no hangers to hold this in place. So, and the sleeves up here and here are also just loose fit. The nice thing about these designs is that as long as you can get to the nuts, the orientation isn't going to matter so much. So the flange could be on the inside or the outside. Same thing up here as well, inside or outside. Doesn't matter as much. Okay. So look our way down the line. We could easily hang the back box now too, as we look at this. So what you're going to want to do is transfer the hangers off your existing OEM or aftermarket. Just transfer them in the same orientation, slide two sleeves on on the ends here and here, hang the back box up. But before that, we need to transfer the valve motors to the new back box. So let's take a look at that. All right, so we're going to transfer the hangers at the same time that we also transfer our valve motors. Now, make sure that when you take these off, that your valves are installed in the exact same position. I did it wrong once many years ago. I installed these backwards, so when the motor tried to open, it was actually closed, and when it tried to close, it was open, and burned these motors out in about 30 seconds. And they're about 150 bucks a piece. So let's not do that, right? So these should be 10mm bolts, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and just pull it off. I'll show you how to install it on a new one. There's a little spring clip that goes in between the actuator and the motor to make that work. Go ahead and transfer your hangers. Just pull them off, put them back in the same orientation. So go ahead and transfer those, and I'll show you how to get the motor installed. All right, so once the motor's on, just 10mm new bolts. The first indication that you're going to be good is when you look at the actuator on the motor and the actuator on the flap itself, and they're lined up. So the flap is closed because I looked in from the end. So then all you're going to do is just place this C-clip, one arm in on this side and one arm in on the other, and it'll swing back and forth. So you should be good to go. All right, so once you have your back box hung in place and the sleeves just slid on loosely, I'm going to suggest actually at this point putting your cross brace on, because everything is really loose at this point. But the big thing is we want to avoid any sort of interference or clearance issues on the cross brace. So I'm going to put that on. You can go ahead and just snug down those 13mm bolts all the way around. And in addition, there should be a little blue foam block that Active Autowerke includes that you can put between the midpipe and the cross brace to make sure that as you fit all of this into place, it's going to fit nicely. This is where we start working with fitment, because when you look at your joints that you have a number of joints down the line, and this whole thing can move a fair amount. So there's a couple of things that I use as measures to see if my fitment is good. So my first fitment is the hangers themselves. This is the hanger just up from the back box. If you notice, it's sitting forward at a bit of an angle. So I like those hanging straight so they can be in the proper position. So I tend to push them back to make sure that those are hanging straight. I get the cross brace in and start working on fitment. If you want to, you can snug the clamps down just a little bit, just enough that it isn't free moving, but enough that you can get your hands on the pipes and turn and manipulate and everything, because fitment is what really matters at this point. It's part art, it's part science as you work on it all. So get your cross brace on, let's start checking on fitment, and then we'll worry about the back box and its alignment and getting the tips on. All right, so even initial pass on fitment is really good. So a couple of things that you want to focus on these AB pipes, it's possible for them to swing kind of downward, to rotate on themselves downward. You'll be able to tell because the hanger is not really hanging straight. So you want to make sure that the rubber hanger is straight down and then the bar in it is relatively level. So what you want to do is just take these pipes and rotate them upwards. That will also affect the orientation of the exhaust tips. You don't want these hanging down too low. You can see they're right in line with the rear differential, so you're not going to scrape them or something. It would be possible to get them super low. That might be a problem. It's not how it should be anyway. So just rotated them upwards nicely, got good clearance. I've checked my clearance between here and this rear brace. I've got good clearance on all sides. My hangers are straight, which is great. And all of my clamps are now kind of medium tight to hold everything in place. Now, as I did this, I had the blue block provided by Active sitting right here. I've now taken it out just to measure, and what is really nice is I call it the smack it test. Hit the pipe. That's about as much as it's ever going to move possibly, and I've got easily ½ an inch or more on all sides. It's when I get within about ½ an inch that I start to worry that that's not enough space. And because the pipe will vibrate as you drive, you don't want it hitting your cross brace or anything else for that matter. The fitment along the rest of the exhaust line is really good. There's no heat shield impingement. It doesn't have any clearance problems along these edges. Even along this edge here on the passenger side, there's good clearance. If you had to, you could always press the heat shield back a little bit. I don't particularly see a need. So as we work our way up the line, we can start to tighten everything down. So check the video description for the torque values for your 13mm nuts up at the top. Here on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you had to add your cross pipe back, well, I mean, it's up there as well. You've got your 13mm nut here off the hanger. As we come down, we've got our 13mm bolts holding the cross brace on. All 6 of those are in. As we check the rest of our fitment, our hangers are good. Our 13mm nuts for the hangers are on. We work our way down and we've got our 13mm here holding the tail in place. Now we will have to put the extensions on. The cable will not reach, so Active adds a series of extensions so you can get to your valve controllers, which is great. So I'll add those in just a moment, and then we'll put our exhaust tips on. But all in all, fitment in this case was really straightforward. I really do like designs that use the minimum number of pieces because that cuts down on the amount of places where the whole exhaust line can hinge. And that hinging of the exhaust line is what makes fitment kind of a challenge at times as you go through all these different angles and all these different places. So I'm going to go back through one more time, make sure that all of my clamps are tight. They should be tight enough, but I'm just going to snug them down just a touch, just to make sure as I go through. And then we're going to look to put the exhaust tips on next. All right, so the exhaust tips are on. I usually run the clamps to the bottom. It makes them easier to get to. One nut on one side, one nut on the other. And then I use the notch to center the position of the exhaust tips. Now, you can definitely put these on how you would like. Remember that the OEM is staggered. The outside is in a little bit further than the inside. So I took the outsides and ran them all the way back until they hit the weld, and then I brought the insides up about half an inch or so. Looks good. You can still see the logo. You can still see the carbon fiber. Looks fabulous, and then just tighten them down. So fit really, really well. Looks really, really good. Let's crawl underneath for one last review. But at this point, it's about time to fire it up and hear what it sounds like. All right, let's just go through to make sure. Now, make sure to put your extensions on. I tuck them up out of the way. I usually put them back behind the heat shield where they come out. I actually used a zip tie in this case to get it secure so it doesn't hang down at all. Shouldn't be an issue, but I don't want it to be. So everything is tight. Back connections are tight. The hangers are tight. Mid-body hangers are nice and tight all the way up, and they're hanging straight, which is a great example. I'm on good plane with my differential, which means I'm not hanging down low. I'm not going to hit anything as I go over bumps. My connections are tight. I still have good fitment here at the crossbody brace. I still got about a half an inch or so pipe movement, not a big deal at all. And it's really nice that Active includes this crossbody brace that steps down a little bit, gives you a little bit of extra room. They do that on purpose to give you an advantage during fitment. I really appreciate them doing that. This connection is tight. This connection is tight. Up here on our brace, we're tight. And all of our 13s across the top of the downpipe and cross pipe are all tight. So at this point, everything is good to go. Go ahead and clean and put your tools away. We're going to fire the car up, hear what it sounds like. All right, that was just a very brief sound sample, but I am really impressed. Sounds really great. The install was really straightforward and relatively simple. I am really impressed with Active Autowerke and the quality of their product, and I've worked with them for years. I've had their product on my own car multiple times. You should definitely check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to click like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it, and it really does honestly make a difference to my channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you on my next project.